Hey, welcome to Board Game Today and Graphic Policy Television. We're doing a dual unboxing of the latest release from McFarlane Toys for their Warhammer 40,000 line of figures. This is the Adepta Sororitas Battle Sister with a bolter and a Astartes chainsword. There's also an artist-proof unpainted version, and as well as a Blood Angels with Hellblaster figure that are all out as part of the wave. We got this figure so far, and the rest will be coming, and we're super excited for that. Want to do an unboxing to show this figure off, and of course we will with the rest of them when they arrive. But first things first, we're going with this one. I'm super excited about this. I actually have a small Sisters Force, and it's going to be one of the next forces I do after I finish up my Death Guard. So I'm really digging this figure. I've really been excited about this, and you know, I remember when the Sisters of Battle debuted way back in the day for Warhammer 40,000, and what a big deal they were. Of course, coming with the base. We don't need no sneaking bases. All right, let's see here. We need to. Doesn't look like we need to. Is a tie. We can get this out a little bit easier. Alrighty. So first things first, I always like to do a standing test. Let's see how well the figure stands up. Stands up and no problems at all. This was really simple, easy to do. Not much work had to be gone on this one, which is really, really nice. Let's do the bend test. Let's see, joints. Side to side, no problem on that. Back and forth a little. We get, of course, get the toes, which I've been fascinated by as far as the McFarlane figures. We got double joint at the knee. And the hip is exactly what we'd expect. Bend side to side, you can swivel, back and forth a little bit. The head. We get little up and down, side to side, very tight move there. Arms are simple to move. Elbow, there's a double joint at the elbow. And then the wrists move around exactly what we'd expect. Let's see if there is... I know there's sometimes I've been surprised and found joins after. Doesn't look like there's anything particular special at the legs. Legs is where I get caught off. Alright, let's go with the details. First things first, the thing that sticks out to me is it feels very rubbery. This aspect here kind of has a rubbery aspect to it. The cloth feels rubbery. The belt rubbery. It feels very rubbery, and it's kind of fascinating compared to the other figures. I think that's really present, and you can feel it is back here with these details. They're on the belt. That the belt it feels very rubbery. It's kind of weird. This rubber. You can see bends rubber. So it's odd is the best way of describing it. The details are impressive to me. Like the cloak, I don't know how well it's going to come off on the video. You can see that there's actual design on the bottom of the cloak, and it's raised. So that's really impressive. The cloak itself has a cloth style to it. Like there's some... it feels like cloth is the best way to describe it. Like there's a texture to it that works really, really well. Of course, you get the armor is fantastic. You can feel the layers of the armor, whether or not it's the legs, the chest, the arms, all that. Like there's so much small detail. It's impressive. The thing that kind of stands out to me is the lack of coloring in so many spots. You know, you've got gold here, but this is black, this is black, this is black. This is black. Like, it feels like there could be some more coloring on that. Like, maybe this should be green. This should be green is, I think, you know, what I would be if I was painting them, what I would do. Of course, this is black back here, where this should be maybe gold as well, or silver. You know, beyond that, though, like, the coloring is crisp, which is interesting. Like, the mask is done really, really well when it comes to coloring. There's a nice, solid crispness to it. It's just weird of, like, some things are colored, some things aren't. To see, like, brown here and then, like, nothing is just, to me, strange. And, you know, I might have done this as a little plastic. I think I might have done this as plastic, too. It's just some small choices here and there that are odd. It's really, really kind of odd, and, you know, it is what it is, but to me, it stands out. We're also dealing with a lot of clothing and design that doesn't exist on stuff like the Space Marine figure. So, you know, coming into this, it's a whole different thing. And we're going to get the Space Marine figure ready so we can compare the two figures. Let's look at the weaponry. We got a bolter and chain sword, which is exactly I think the Space Marine has a bolt gun and chain sword. So let's see how easy this is to get in hands. I sometimes have a lot of problems getting the various weapons in the McFarlane toy figure hands. Oh, that sword came out really quickly. If anyone's got tips on how to get these things in the hands with making it a bit easier, like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Alright. Now the next test would be, well, it can stand on its own with its weapons. And the answer is pretty well. You see, not a whole lot of fighting on that. The weapons themselves are pretty decent. We get the design for the Adepta Sororitas on the side of the bolter. Again, the bolter doesn't have tons of color to it. You know, we get a little bit for the bolts itself and the silver, but there's not a whole lot more to it. The sword is similar, where it's just very monochromatic, and then you got the black hilt. You know, they're good accessories, and they feel very appropriate for the figure, but, you know, we're also dealing with something that it's just, there's not much to it. So it is... So, alright, they've got these flipped around. So let's flip around and maybe we'll see if it's a little bit easier. Because looking at the finger here, the finger screams a little bit more bolter. Yeah, I think that might have been part of it. Yeah, the right hand finger looks like it's like supposed to be a trigger, like on the trigger. But the chainsaw is still a pain in the ass to do on the left hand. Alright, so it is what it is. We kind of got it. So overall, like, it's a nice figure. Like, it's really solid. I think, like the other 40K figures, that it's a great representation of the figures in the lines. It doesn't quite feel as beefy as the Space Marine, which is, I think, interesting. The Space Marine just feels heavier, and, like, I feel like I can go knock someone out with it. Where the Adepta Sororitas feels a little bit more... It's funny, where I'm keep coming back to it. It feels more rubbery. The chainsword seems to be a bit more of a pain in the butt to hold on to as well, but it's doing a good job. It's a figure that I think will be really interesting to do as the painted version, as opposed to this version. To, like, paint it up, I think is going to be really cool, and my thought was I was going to try to paint it up like the... Sororitas that I'm going to be doing, like the full force I'm going to be doing, which is contrast paints, which I've never used before, so I'm kind of excited about that. We're going to do the full line once I have them in hand. It's just this figure I have right now. So they're slowly trickling out the shop, so you can get them. which is pretty cool. We'll, of course, have reviews in the future of the other figures. I mean, this is a nice one for the shelf for 40K fans. If you're a 40K fan, I think it's a pretty cool addition to the line. I'm pretty excited to see what the rest are like. Yeah, I mean, if you're into the latest McFarlane toy news in general, or if you're into Warhammer 40K, you can always check us out. For Warhammer 40K, check us out at boardgametoday.com. For toy news or comic news, check us out at graphicpolicy.com. You can follow Board Game Today at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Graphic Policy as at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much everything. They're all at Graphic Policy. There'll be links for this underneath where you can purchase your own. It might be an affiliate link. I'm not quite sure on that. By doing that, you help support our site, though. So thank you. And just by watching, you support us. So thank you as well. Until next time, keep rolling the dice, get your game on, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.